Hey everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing what I hold to be one of my best mocks ever. This is obviously a very time intensive mock. This took me probably 10 hours to make. I made it over a 1 week period, and well, it wasn't quite 1 week because I had to wait for a few pieces to come in, but the whole bulk of the thing was done by week 1, and I finished it off this week. So it's been a long project. I haven't named it yet, but well, I don't really know what a good name would be, but I really just wanted to mix my Lego collection and my Bionicle collection, and so this is what I thought would be a good project to make. This is probably I would say, my hardest mock, maybe, because of how long it took and because of the planning behind it. I took this section off. We'll look at that later, but we'll start off probably with this car over here rather than the town. So I'm just gonna push this back and kind of keep it as a backdrop for now. So this is the vehicle that I made for the town. This is kind of a SWAT vehicle. I didn't model it after any real car or anything because I don't really think there are any military vehicles that actually look like this. It's pretty accessible, as you can see. I haven't actually tried fitting a bunch of minifigures in. I don't think it would actually hold that many figures as you can see, there's spots for 4 figures, but I don't think it would hold that many. It probably would if they all had the small figure legs. Because of this arch right here, a figure that actually sits down would not be able to sit down properly. Let me show you what I mean. Because one of this arch is on either side, and so whenever you try to sit a figure down, it's just going to interfere. And the guys with small figure legs, they just stand up straight, and so that doesn't interfere with them. So you probably could fit at least 2 in there. I don't think you could actually fit figures side by side because of their arms. Maybe if you offset one of the arms you could, but yeah, that's probably only going to fit about 2 guys in there. These doors are built up nicely. I really enjoyed making those. I like the window element. That was kind of tricky to get in there. The wheels are just the standard super old Lego wheel pieces. They roll nicely. The front is pretty cool. The windshield is built at an angle, as you can see. That was fun to get in there. And the roof goes on easily on the front, and then that goes on pretty easily. I put this turn up here, but I don't actually have any figures manning it. For one thing, because of where it's put in the build, it kind of would interfere with that light post right there, so I don't have anyone manning it right now. I do have this door opened so one of the figures can hold on as he's getting out. So I'll go ahead and put him back. These doors open, as you can see. They look pretty good. I tried to incorporate a window. That kind of works. It's pretty gappy right there, unfortunately, but that's about the best I could get it looking. And the back isn't anything special. I meant to change the back design because I don't really like how this whole area looks. In fact, I think I might even take this door out. I'm not sure. Yeah, but that's the vehicle. So now on to, I think we'll do the main city now. And I'll take him off. We'll look at him last. This mock kind of broke my reviewing station. You can see a few gaps on the sides, unfortunately. I'm just not used to reviewing something of this size. So for the buildings, this is the first one I actually started building. Before I really even had the roads down, I knew what I wanted it to look like and how big I wanted it to be. And I'll show you that a little closer up. I do want to point out this is not my own creation. That is a set. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just the Noodle Shop, something like that. It's very slightly modified just to fit on the base. And it's a Lego set, so I'm not even going to go over it. I'll go over the custom stuff that I made. So for this building, I slightly inset the windows just by a jumper plate using one of these. and I think that gives some nice detailing. It's a pretty bland color scheme with the kind of teal windows, I think they call that medium nougat brick pieces, and then dark gray. So it's kind of a bland color scheme, but I think it looks pretty good. It's not supposed to really pop that much, and one reason why I didn't want it to pop too much is because half of it is going to be destroyed, like you see here. So I didn't want to put too much work into it just to destroy half of it. I didn't completely build the building though, because that would have been stupid to build it all and then break what I wanted to. This helicopter is just held in by gravity. It's not even clicked in or anything. This is an old helicopter mock that I made, but I found it destroyed in the bin, and I thought I would just add it right here. Most people don't mind if you put something on your build held in by gravity, but I know that annoys some people, but I just didn't want to take the time really to hold it in place, because it's not super necessary, because it's not going to fall out unless I turn the whole thing upside down, and I don't know why I would do that, so I just let it stay there held in by gravity. So the idea is that the helicopter obviously crashed in the building, and the robot shot it down, and so I put all this fire and a bunch of debris down there to add some visual interest to the build. I think it looks pretty good down there. I don't think it's overcrowded. I'll flip it around now so you can see the back. The back of the building, of course, is very uninteresting. And the top really doesn't have any important detailing on it. Just a little bit of debris there as well. As you can see, I incorporated quite a few of these lamp details. I got those from a set, as well as these road pieces. They all came together. The light posts are half my design. It's just the pre-existing design for a stoplight, but these posts are custom. I don't necessarily love the post designs because they're kind of fragile, and they might be a little bit too tall, but still they're not quite tall enough for this vehicle to go under. If I took this off, it would help it a little bit, and then if I raised these just a little bit more, it could probably go under without a problem. Well, it kind of can right now if I move this figure, but that's the problem with making custom vehicles. This was actually made a long time before I made the city, and so it's a little bit big for this scale, I would say. But I still like it, and I felt like I had to include it because I don't have many good military vehicles, and I just thought that one fit well with this mock. Unfortunately, it is a little bit too big. I included quite a few distressed minifigures running from the scene. Actually, it was pretty hard to find that many scared faces. I thought I had more, because anytime I'm looking for a minifigure head that's normal, I always find the screaming faces. And then when I go to find a screaming face, I just find all the normal ones. That's just how it goes whenever I'm looking for a piece. The hardest piece to find in my bin is the current piece that I'm looking for, even if it's one of those red Technic pieces that are literally everywhere whenever I'm not looking for them. These figures are from Amazon. I don't remember what company I bought them from, but obviously they're not Lego. You can tell mainly by the guns and by the quality of plastic. They're pretty high quality, but still, if you held one, you would know immediately that it was not a Lego official minifigure. I think I included 6 of those. Here's one in heavy armor. I gave them all different guns, and I like the look of them. I feel like they fit well in this scene. And I just left some open studs on the road because I knew I was going to need to incorporate a few figures here and there. And then this guy has a rocket launcher, and I feel like he's going to do the most damage to the robot. That's really all I have to show for this side of the town, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off now and move to the next section. This is the last section of the town. I think it looks really good. It turned out better than I expected, to be honest. I like this modern looking building. I put a few interior details in there just to make sure that it didn't look vacant because of the windows. It has quite a few windows, so I wanted to make sure you could see at least a little bit in the interior. I don't necessarily like building interiors. I like the exterior building better, to be honest. I feel like the interior stuff, you can do a lot of clever parts usages, but I don't always like building appliances and stuff. I kind of like the outside better, building just the walls and the exterior details. I think that's what I enjoy doing the most, I would have to say. This park is kind of an afterthought. I didn't want to put another building because I didn't know what color scheme it would have, and because I didn't want too much of the town to be covered up. If I had another building right here, then from certain angles you wouldn't be able to see that building and some of the smaller details on the road. So that's why I put a park right here. It looks decent. I had to find a ton of flower pieces for this flower arrangement. I think it turned out better than expected also, but I do feel like I could have added a few more studs to really flesh out the park look, but I think it's fine. This is already a big enough build in my opinion, so I don't think I need to add anything onto it right now at least. So now let's get on to the last thing, and that's the robot, and then I'll put everything back together. I will most likely be doing a separate video for this mock, so I'm not going to spend that much time on him. I like the back detailing. I think it looks pretty good. I used the standard 1.0 body piece for this build because I wanted to keep his parts count down, because I already used so many pieces in this mock. I didn't want to add another 500 or 600. I'd say this mock is probably 250 at most. So that's a pretty low part count for my typical mocks. I gave him some normal joints, which I don't usually do, but I've been watching a lot of mock videos, and I've seen people that make great mocks, even using the typical bone pieces, as some people call them, and the Bionicle joints, the preset joint pieces. I usually make my own limbs, but in this mock I decided that I could definitely use a few pre-existing joint pieces. I did custom build the legs, which they're not anything impressive. Well, I mean, I custom built the calves and everything, the lower leg, not the thigh. And then I custom built the forearm, but it's not a very impressive design. It only uses a handful of pieces, including this big, I don't even know what it's called. I think it's a claw piece from Thunder as the bottom half of the forearm, and then a Bionicle shoe as the upper half. I really like how that forearm turned out, and it's a very simple design that I might use in the future. Then I used a standard Hero Factory joint for the bicep and just put an armor plate on it and called it good. Then of course I used Thunder's head from 1.0. I thought it would be good to use a 1.0 villain because it's been a while since I made a 1.0 mock, so I thought that would be pretty cool to do. Not gonna really go over the body detailing that much. I'll just show it to the camera and do the rest of that in his review video. So yeah, that's the mock, and now I'll put him back on the town, and you can see it all once again back together. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Here's everything back together once again so you can see it once more. If you have any questions about my thought processes behind anything, just ask down below in the comments. If you want to see any specific videos again in the future on this build, feel free to ask. I'm not sure if I'll have this up for that much longer though. This guy will probably be reviewed again, like I said, in more detail, and I might make a build video of him since he's pretty simple and that would be an easy video. I won't, however, be doing a build video on this whole mock. I don't know how I'd go about that now that everything's built. So, unfortunately, I didn't review the building process, so there's really nothing I can do now. Maybe in the future, if I make another mock like this, I can film the process and then post it, and that would be a pretty cool video, I would assume. But that's really all I have for this video. There's not much more content I could get out of this mock, so it probably won't last much longer in my collection. So if you have anything specific you want to see, then please comment down below before this mock is permanently destroyed. And as always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos.